What's going on, everybody? Eric here, also known as Crazy Crab, and I want to say, how y'all doing out there? It's been a while. I have been really occupied on another channel where I make baseball videos. That channel has taken off. It's got well over 3,000 subscribers and is making money and doing really well. And so that's kind of been my focus. I haven't forgot about this channel. I still am into movies and entertainment, and I've been hitting the movie theaters all the time up until the point that they closed, and we're going through this crazy time. So I hope that everyone is staying safe and comfortable out there and doing what you can to survive and be okay, because this is crazy times right now. But
the entertainment industry is, of course, maintained its crazy times because it's been crazy times over there for a while and nothing is changing.
And really, most of the time, I don't feel like I even want to give them the time of day when it comes to Star Wars and the craziness and that author, and she's terrible and she's an idiot, and just the morons and what's going on right now with the live action of Ahsoka Tano, and just so much going on, and it's so stupid, it's so idiotic. The people are absolute morons. I'm completely checked out of there. So anyway, I'm still loving entertainment. I still want to talk movies here. Today I'm going to do a video that I've never done. It's a little Blu-ray haul video. Just going to show some of the stuff I picked up in the last month and do real quick little reviews on them so I can do some movie reviews. As far as the theater experiences, I've seen a ton of movies lately. Sonic was pretty damn good, pretty enjoyable. Not great, but it was all right. That's a movie I could talk about at some point. So there's a few movies that I've seen. I can't remember them all, but I've been hitting the movie theaters up until they closed. But as for some of these films, I'm a huge Blu-ray collector. I love physical media. Digital media, I don't think it's quite ready yet to be a full-time thing. I don't know if it ever will be in my lifetime unless they can get a nice, perfect internet for everyone, high-speed capabilities all over the place that's reliable and never shuts down and is not gonna be buffering left and right. No. You're gonna get high-speed streaming, boom, anytime you want. That day hasn't come for everybody yet. So in the meantime, I'm still into physical media. I love my Blu-rays. I used to collect VHS, then I would collect DVDs, and I still got all those, and now it's all about the Blu-ray. So let's get into this. We'll start here with some of the older movies that I've picked up. We have this one called Great Wall. I'm a huge Matt Damon fan. Great Wall. Haven't even had a chance to check it out. I've seen part of it at one point. I haven't heard great things about it, but I love Matt Damon, like I said. And when I saw part of it at one point, I was pretty entertained, so I picked that one up in the bargain bin. A lot of these are $5 finds. We have Now You Can Find Me, about magicians. I love the description on the back. I watched a couple reviews, seemed pretty good. There's mixed reviews, but it sounded compelling enough that I bought this one for $5. Haven't watched it yet. Another $5 find, World War Z, and this one's got Brad Pitt, and I did watch this one after I bought it, and I thought it was fine. For a $5 buy, I was more than satisfied with this movie. It was exciting. It had a lot of action. And if you get, it's interesting times right now to watch World War Z, because it will definitely remind you of kind of what's going on now, except for the fact that if you get this new virus, you don't turn into a zombie, thank God. Warcraft, this is an interesting one here. I saw bits and pieces of this one and I was pretty entertained, so I saw it in the $5 bin. I said, I'm going to check this one out. I haven't watched it yet, but Warcraft looked pretty interesting. Guys, if you've seen any of these, let me know below if I haven't, or even if I have, what do you think? This was a gift from my brother, 4K Braveheart. Braveheart, okay? Obviously a classic right here. Next up is going to be this movie here. It's called The Incredible Burt Wonderstone. When did this come out? A while ago. I just found this one at the Goodwill for a couple bucks. So I picked this one up. It does have a pretty good cast. Jim Carrey, Steve Carell. So, whatever. I'll check this one out and see if it's any good. I doubt it. Another Goodwill find was Lincoln, a movie I had seen. This movie is decent. I was happy to find this one for $2. So, Blu-ray for Lincoln. This one I got at Walmart. This is Pet Sematary. This is the old one, the classic, the 1989 Pet Sematary. It's absolutely awesome. It is a great horror film. This is where it's at. And there is a remake that came out in 2019, I believe, and it was okay. Just don't watch the trailer, because it will spoil the entire thing, because they took it in a new direction, and it was an interesting direction, and I did like it, and I would like to own it at some point. It's a little too pricey still at this time, but this one I got at a good price. Star Wars The Padawan Menace. Found this one at the Goodwill. I said I'm grabbing it because this is actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is pre-Disney. This is one of the last things to come out before Disney bought Lucasfilm. So I'm not saying this is good quality stuff. I've never even checked it out, but I was like, well, I'm gonna check it out because I need some Star Wars that's not idiotic, and maybe this will fit the bill, maybe it won't, but I'm sure it can't be possibly as bad as the crap we're getting now. Victor Frankenstein. a film with terrible reviews. Everyone hates this movie. I enjoyed this movie when I rented it a couple years ago, and I got an opportunity to get it at a cheap price, and I picked this baby up. I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was pretty good, even though it has some serious flaws. Next, this is just a group of films I just thought that I would grab because I have bought a couple of the X-Men movies in the last few weeks, even though, you know, I have a collection of them, but trying to get a full collection of the X-Men movies because I'm watching it from start to finish. Eventually going to watch Dark Phoenix. I did not watch that in theaters for obvious reasons because it looked terrible and it was identity politic filled crap. But I feel like at this point, what else can I do? I'm going to watch the whole franchise and I'm going to give it a shot. It possibly won't be the worst in the franchise because there's some crap in the franchise. X-Men Origins Wolverines, obviously, you know, there's some crap, but I still enjoy the entire franchise, and I was afraid to watch Dark Phoenix. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be terrible, but I think it's been long released and no one's thinking about it. At this point, I can just watch it and whatever. Terminator Genesis, I'm wearing the t-shirt. This is the kind of a special 10, what do they call it? I don't know what they call it, but you know, it's the special edition. I don't have a ton of these, but I found this at Walmart in the bargain. You know, for some reason it was marked down to like $4. And I was like, well, even though I already own the other Terminator Genesis, I bought this one also because I liked it. It was pretty cool, limited edition type deal. And I'm a huge Terminator fan, even though Dark Fate I don't have yet. It's still up like $29.99. You can screw off with that because that movie was not that great, even though it was okay. It was okay. I liked it better than a lot of people, I'll tell you that. But the problems with that have been well documented on this channel. The decisions made, killing off John Connor, etc. Dark Fate is a movie that I'm not going to purchase until I can get it at a really low price. This was a gift, Lord of the Rings trilogy. If you want a solid trilogy that was planned, that actually makes sense, that's coherent, that's awesome, that's not Disney Star Wars crap, Lord of the Rings is where you want to go. And the last couple of older movies before we get to the new releases. Cabin in the Woods, a gift from my brother. This movie's insane. You might want to check this one out. It is a horror crazy movie. It kind of pokes fun at horror movies, but it's also serious on in its own right. And that is a crazy watch. That's a crazy watch. And last was Inception. I got this at an estate sale for $2 or $3. And how can you pass on that? This movie is insane as well. That's a couple of finish off the old stack with some crazy movies. But Inception, that is engaging. I'll tell you that. That is engaging. And obviously any movie with Leonardo DiCaprio, you might want to check out. On to the newer releases here to finish this off. First is this one called Uncut Gems. This was interesting. I rarely will spend serious money. When I say serious money, I mean like $20. But you know, I would rarely spend that much on a new release unless I've seen it, and I absolutely loved it. This one I took a chance on just because I heard so much good about it, and I wanted to see it in theaters. I kept meaning to, and I never got the chance to see it. Then I saw it at the shelves, $19.99, and I just on a whim I said I'm going to buy it because I'm pretty sure I'm going to enjoy it. And in reality, it's good, but this movie is intense, and it's like intense to a nerve-wracking level. Like you watch this movie, it doesn't make you feel good. It didn't make me feel good. It made me feel nervous, and maybe that's what it wanted to do. And it does bring out some emotion. You get into the movie, but you get into it in a way like, oh my gosh.
And it's like after it's over, like I don't want to watch that again anytime soon.
John Wick Chapter 3, obviously couldn't pass up on this. First chance I got, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. I did a review for this on the channel. I love the entire trilogy. This is probably my least favorite of the trilogy, but definitely good enough to own and complete the trilogy. It Chapter 2, disappointing, far below the standard of the first It. It just didn't have it for me, but it had its moments. It was entertaining enough, and I did a review on this as well. Entertaining enough to rewatch at some point, and obviously to have in the collection. It's not a complete train wreck, okay, along the lines of other movies that I talk about here. But yeah, and last but not least certainly is The Irishman, one of my favorite movies of the year, last year. I was able to get this. I don't think it's normally available on Blu-ray, but I was able to grab a copy here of this movie, which is on Netflix. It's long, but it is engaging. It is absolutely mesmerizing. It is awesome. I love it. The Irishman is definitely a must own if you're a fan of Scorsese, if you're a fan of these type of gangster movies, whether it be The Godfather, whether it be Goodfellas, and many others, but Casino. But this one, right in there with all those movies. In a lot of ways, I like it even better. So Irishman, no doubt on the list. That's just the Blu-rays I picked up in the last month or so, just running through those, because physical media is where it's at. Digital media can be very unreliable, and any day they can just take it away from you and say you don't own these anymore. Who knows what the future is going to hold? Someday I'm sure there's going to be all digital. It's going to be some streaming. It's going to be subscription based. Who knows? You know, everything's going to be subscription based. You jump in, you watch whatever you want. But right now we're not at that point, and internet providers are not even that quick across the country, and definitely not across the world. So physical media is still where it's at for the time being, in my opinion. This stuff lasts forever, pretty much. I mean, yeah, someday it's probably going to degrade or something, but hopefully, you know, if you own this stuff, you're going to be long gone before that happens. So this is where it's at, physical media. For me right now, I'm not in denial. I know someday it's going to go complete digital, but that time is not here. The time is not ready. I can't watch a movie with my internet without seeing buffering halfway, not halfway, but half the time, you know, 5 minutes and then buffer, 2 minutes buffer. That's no way to watch a freaking movie. So those are some movies I picked up in the last month. Notice there was no Star Wars in there other than the Padawan Menace. Yeah, I'm not touching The Last Jedi. I'm not touching The Rise of Skywalker. I don't want them in my home. I don't want them near my presence. Y'all have a fantastic day, and I appreciate y'all's support. Hopefully I'll be able to get this channel up and running, get some different graphics on here, and relaunch the channel at some point very, very soon. Have a great day. Thanks, guys. Just want to update you. Hope y'all doing well. I'm going to talk to you guys next time. See ya!